Hello. In today's video, it's kind of a things that I've added to my brewing equipment, kind of a continuation of the Brewing 101 playlist, plus kind of a little background on me and where I'm coming from. I've added 2 more of the Erlenmeyer flasks. I got a liter and a ½ liter, which are really good for doing yeast starters and rehydrating yeast. But better than that, I picked up a set of wide mouth beakers. I've got a liter, ½ liter, ¼ liter, 100 milliliter, and 50 milliliter. These are wonderful for rehydrating yeast, and they are essential for measuring out stuff. A lot of recipes that I use and convert from other sources, other YouTube videos, other people that do it, are metric. And these, and my Erlenmeyer flasks and my beakers being in metric makes doing these recipes and preparing these recipes on this side of the pond much easier. For instance, there's a really good YouTube channel. You should check them out. It's Homebrewing Wild and Cheap. Great stuff, but they're on the other side of the pond and they do everything in metric, and having a set of good wide mouth metric beakers and Erlenmeyer flasks are the bomb. They're great. I'm on this weird angle at the window behind me. You probably see the AC unit. It's because right now we're in the process of building a chicken coop, and the other side of my shed is packed full of lumber and saws and screws and things like that. So we're trying to get the most optimal view of what's going on. This is my 3-gallon bottle. It's full of strawberry peach wine, or orange, strawberry orange. Let me correct myself before I start lying to you. One of the things that I did a short video on that I really like is the Wine Bright wine filter for filtering it when you're racking. I really love this contraption. It's simple. The filters are easy to put in, take out. It's wonderful. You can get it on Amazon. It ships from across the pond, so it's going to take a little while to get, but these are wonderful. These are a great tool to have in your tool chest. Let's see. Also picked me up, also off Amazon, if I can get it out without dropping everything, is a really good floating thermometer. This is in both metric and standard. So like I said earlier, when I'm adapting or using something that I have stolen, borrowed, modified from across the pond, having a good Celsius temperature, good thing to have. Very good thing to have. Let's see, what else do I have I picked up? I also picked up from the dollar store, Dollar Tree, $1. I picked up a set of measuring cups that are both in standard and in metric. Let's see if I can get it up here to show you. Let's see if I can get it up here and see. They're both in, don't know how well this is going to come out in the camera, but as you can see, metric and standard, and teaspoon spoons. These also are both in standard and metric. Picked them both up at the Dollar Tree for $1. Very useful tools to have when you're doing stuff, when you're trying to figure out 1.5 or 1.25 tablespoons. Being able to flip to the metric and go, okay, half of this is this, and go with it, and you figure out what spoon you need and start to figure out, okay, I'm doing 1/4 of 1/4 of 1/8 of 1/10. You know, it's just, the metric makes the math so much easier. And I've stated in many of my videos, I don't like doing math, especially when I'm having fun brewing. I did pick up an industrial, or a bigger stir plate. I have a little stir plate, which I use a lot for doing yeast hydration and doing small batches, doing yeast starter. But this puppy right here, it's the Maelstrom. This will set you back a couple pennies. It's about $100, maybe a little bit more. It's a good thing to have, especially when you're doing large. You're mixing a yeast starter for a 5-gallon batch. Well, I have also found, and it says in the instructions that, like, if I'm just stirring a wort before I get ready to pitch my yeast or something like that, I've added my yeast energizer and yeast nutrient. I can put up to 5 gallons on top of this puppy, drop a stir bar in, we can go to town. We can get it all. We get all those, the must or the wort and all those enzymes and nutrients, stuff all mixed together. Hit it with the yeast. Let it stir for a little bit. This also cuts down, depending on what I'm doing, if I feel like breaking out the oxidization rod. I'm not even going to try to say it. My tongue just does not want to work this morning. And it works really well. And it does a really good job. Now, if I can find it, I also picked up, for removing my stir bar, I also picked up a stir bar retrieval rod. It's 40 centimeters long, and it's basically a magnet on a stick. You drop this off and you send it while you're mixing your wort or your must. You drop this off in your sanitation fluid, whether it be light bleach or Star Sand or One Step or whatever you use for sanitation. Drop it off, pull it out, wipe it off. If you're using light bleach, you need to rinse it, but it's plastic. It's magnet. You stick it in there, boom, it sucks your magnet up out of your thing, and you don't have to worry about trying to ferment around a piece of plastic in your fermenter. Really great things. Like I said, I am very fortunate to be able to do these videos and brew. Being retired and having a second job or second career, semi-retired, however you want to think about it, it's cool. I'm good with that. Basically, beer and pizza money. I worked 25 years for the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. Retired in February of 2016. Started work at the local school district as a bus monitor on both the big buses, or what we call normal buses for normal kids, and special needs kids. Kids with physical, mental, emotional handicaps. And it's actually a very fulfilling, rewarding job. And it also allows me the time. So I work a few hours in the morning, a few hours in the afternoon, and I've got a lot of the morning and the evenings. Have my weekends and holidays to travel, brew, what have you. It's very, the job has that benefit, but the biggest part of the job that I enjoy is what you learn about kids. You learn about the suffering and handicaps they have to overcome. Like I said, it's a very fulfilling job. It's a very rewarding job. And I'm just very thankful to have a job that I enjoy doing so much that also allows me to partake in my brewing hobby. So, that's about it. I told you the wrong name. Here's the box for the filter that I showed you, the wine filter I showed you. It's a Vine Bright, not Wine Bright. I straight up lied to you. There it is. There's the box. Worth the money. If you're going to brew wine, spend the little extra dollars on this. Get one. Get you a good stock of filter pads. It is well worth it. It cleans a lot of the sediment, keeps a lot of the haze, a lot of the wine starches and stuff out. It's great. Like I said, when I get ready to rack over this puppy here, get him better in camera. When I get ready to rack this over, I will do a more detailed thing on the Vine Bright wine filter. This has been filtered once through a coarse, then we're going to run them through a fine, then eventually through the Supreme, or I guess super fine, and get it all cleaned up and ready to go, bottled, and start aging. That's pretty much it for this video. Oh, another thing I picked, before I forget, I picked up at the dollar store. Picked up for $1. A sponge on a stick and a scrubber on a stick. A scrub brush and a sponge thing. With this here, I've got to use a cardboard brush to clean up in here and around here and get this stuff cleaned out real good. But my big wide mouth fermenters, oh, these save so much time and effort because they got the wide mouth. You get in there and scrub them down real good. It minimizes the extra tools that I have to have. So that's about it. I hope you enjoy the video. I will get you updated probably in the next 3 or 4 days on how the coffee wine is going and how that's gonna fan out. Right now it's looking really good. I've got a good layer of foam, not too high, and it's really good. So till next time, peace.